Welcome to this slightly different look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, Mr. Silly P. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you are probably aware that September the 2nd, yesterday, was an absolute nightmare. Giants Content Update 3, Patch 1.11, which caused catastrophic amounts of problems and could potentially cause me problems with this mod review. We're about to find out. They updated tons of their own mods. That should pop up on the screen now, showing you how many they updated. And then they dropped about 46 mods, which I couldn't get onto the map to do the mod review because of the problems that update 1.11 had caused. I managed to sort that out. I have put a video up on that. But what I'm going to do is, again, slightly differently to what I've done before. We're going to jump in here and have a look. This is my pick of the mods from the 2nd. Things that piqued my interest, things that I wanted to check and test out. Whether I'll be able to get them all done or not, I don't know. But let's crack straight along. GGR Street Light Round, we'll have a look in here. The images are there. You can see them. Price is 60. You can place the lamps. Very nice indeed, nice and straightforward. Oh, sorry, that was by Bartmann. We've got the central lift by ikas. Now this was in one of his buildings we had the other day. Looks like that. Category decoration, price 1,500, and you can, there's a little thing, you press a button, bang, up it goes. This one I am going to actually install because I'm curious to see how that works. I mean, it should work just the same as the previous one, but who knows. That's also by ikas. Then we've got the loading platforms, 1.14 megabyte download by SoSi-Modding, FSG Tasman. I won't read out all the megabyte downloads. You can see them all. They're on the screen. They're pretty cool. Very similar loading ramps for loading whatever you want to load. It might be you're going to tip into something. They've got cranes and buckets and grabs and stuff for doing forestry stuff, but you don't necessarily have to do that with the prices there as well. Shed by Weksi. There you go, machine hall, 15 grand. Nice and straightforward. Small barn, also by Weksi. Just there. It will hold 20 cows. It does say manure can be removed by from the barn, but you will need to use a shovel to the marked place to do it and then transport it elsewhere. But there you go. Small barn, but it does hold cows as well. Logistics centre, I might get this out. So this is by SoSi-Modding. nrxEcki, and it does say silo, pallet warehouse, activatable light, office rooms, fire alarm system. I don't know what the silo capacity is or whether it's a multi-fruit, so I'll probably check that, and then we'll see what the pallet warehouse, how many that will store. I'm not too sure. Yeah, pallets and bulk goods can be stored automatically, so we'll have a look at that. German Village Fire Department, also by SoSi-Modding and nrxEcki. I'm not sure if I'll get that one out. Maybe just have a quick look around it potentially. Again, it will come down to time. And again, megabyte downloads and stuff like that. Slot counts, obviously I can't talk about those while I'm doing this unless I go in, get them all out, do the slot counts, come back out again. Yeah, it gets a little bit much because there are a lot. Silo pack, this one again, I might check, I will see. Because that shows a silo, but then it says distribution centre, silo facility and Unia supply factory. Two of those are under production sites. Distribution centre will be, because if you're distributing things out, I'm assuming that's going to be pallets, so I might have to have a look at that. But that is by MISSYB, Vulcan 95 and GMME. Pole barn, nice and straightforward. Configuration, colour, category sheds by ikas. Nice colour options on that. Now the Mega Hub production, this could be a problem because the issues with update 1.11, some mods are preventing the build mode from showing. Somebody messaged me last night and said, oh, I uninstalled Mega Hub production and mine's working fine now. So that could potentially, if you've got that installed, be one of the mods that is causing an issue. The mod itself isn't, it's whatever happened in update 1.11. So it's not the modder's fault, it's something in the coding that potentially could be causing that. But that's by Izzat, Malaysia. And that does say, multifunctional production building combines almost all essential base production into one system. I wanted to have a look at this because it says you can do key supplies, fertiliser, silage, liquid fertiliser, lime, hay, seed, herbicide, TMR, pig food, and also operates as a biogas plant, all in one big facility. Equipped with a pallet spawner capable of holding up to 28 pallets at once. Integrated storage, there's a whole load going on with that, but it will depend very much on whether or not that will play havoc with the build mode menu or not. Large corn dryer, I want to have a look at that as well, by Rajot GPLAY JMZ. That looks quite cool. Again, we've got a large corn dryer and we've got a new large corn dryer. But I like that image, the second, actually we can click on that and go across to that. That image I really like, where you open the door and I assume that's going to be your straw goes in there. That's for the furnace to run the dryer. I think that comes with the cell point as well, which should be pretty cool. I want to have a look at that. Again, we'll see time-wise. Barbed wire fence by OlaHaldor. There's our images. Barbed wire fencing, generally speaking, we know how fencing and stuff works in-game now. Click on it if there are segment options. There should be segment options, but it does look very nice for fencing if you're interested in a bit of fencing. Old wooden shed by, I keep saying GuiLaum, I think it's GuiLaum. Old wooden shed, really nice decoration on these. Price £4 grand, not too expensive. Shed for parking your vehicles, etc. I do like the image, that one. Yeah, that's really, that's, you know, lots of decoration going on there, with the flower box in the front as well. Very nice indeed. These again, not so necessarily going to put these out. Kastor D-S-Agrarservice, pig fattening. Nice big barn buildings. 400 animals. Colour selection roof. Doesn't say anything about expandable, extendable animal pen. I think it is built into that facility. Nice. Wooden sheep barn with pasture. This one does have a pasture by Max BTW 0. So again, it says capacity minimum 120 sheep depending on the pasture. So you will have the ability to extend the pasture on that. Roof adjusted, door handle adjusted. That says changelog, and that's weird. Because there's something else later on, and we'll talk about that as well. That's got a changelog. Now, unless part of the changelog was new to console, but it doesn't say that there. So that's an odd one. But anyway, it's showing there. Sheepbarn by BrudiTV. This one, again, says 450 sheep. Doesn't say anything about, and it's just not showing a pen on the side of that either. But with its large solar system on the roof, you can earn 1,200 daily for 450 animals. Nice. Small pig barn. gamerhzsFSH. 9 grand. 10 pigs. Doesn't say there's an extension on that. I might check that one out. I'm not too sure. There's so much stuff. Machine hall. There we go. Weksi again. Price 60 grand. Daily upkeep. That we'll have a look at. That we'll have a look at here. I might get one of those out because I don't know if that'll have tension straps or not. But that's pretty cool. Agrikevolution. Small platform for transporting a motorcycle. Full colour customization on that to match up with whatever you want. It's showing a motorbike on that top image, but I don't know whether or not there's a tension strap that will hold that down. So I might get one of those out and try that. Lizard Bolt 24 BBM VuleX. There you go. Nice. Should be under disc arrows technically, and should be shallow cultivation. Disc arrows usually are. And it's got options 1.8, 2.1, 2.45 metre on the disc arrow. This we might have a look at as well by Carl TG, the Forestry service trailer. I think it's a decorative item. It might be storage for fuel in that as well. The Eurojabelmann by MG5 3000 by DeNize, PlowAndDrive, Stefan 30 much is it? Niggels and Wopster. Wow. A lot of people involved in that for what seems to be a fairly straightforward. I would imagine that's going to be under subsoilers. Could be under ploughs. Working which 3 metres, 150 horsepower required. Straightforward. Then these, again, I'm not going to get these ones out. It's a trailer by Melmax. I don't want to put modders down. I'm going to say that again now at this point. The reason I'm doing this is because there's so many mods and so many packs. I just can't physically do it. I don't have the hours in the day with all the stuff that's been going on. The fact that it took me ages to fix the problems to get my game to even work, to be able to do a mod review. And I don't want to, I'm not saying, oh, it's irrelevant, it's rubbish. Not at all. I just, you know, if I do a 2-part or a 3-part mod review, which people do not want to have a 3-part mod review, don't even want 2-part mod reviews, to be fair. But anyway, this one here, 12,000 to 13,000. Price, capacity 12,000 to 20,000 litres. So some different options on there on size on the Melmax Trailer Lizard 12. We've got the, now this, the Lizard Dig 75. We've already had this by the same modders, the same information, the same details, but it wasn't Lizard, it had its real name. So I'm not quite sure why we've got a duplicate, and it is an absolute duplicate. I checked in the Modhub, checked under their mod name, checked under grapevine equipment and machinery, it is a complete duplicate, and I have already looked at that, so I'm not sure why that's come out again. TV and Cortal 24085 by Universe SoSi-Modding, Nico Do55 and Nathael. Again, that's nice trailer options on there. 29,580 up to 47,350 litres on the trailer, and you can see the images of what it looks like. Again, looking at those images, there's some colour options and stuff on there as well. Fairly straightforward. This one we might get out. This is Bogeyman Dolly by Mantrid. There's some options for adjustment on that to make it easier for reversing and stuff like that, so we might do. Lizard Underbelly Trailer by Mantrid. I don't know if we will get this one out, but it's nice to see that bottom image. Let's have a look on there. Go across. Rear steer axle. Look at that. So for turning in tight corners and stuff, that's, or anywhere tight, that's going to be very, very handy, I would say. But there's a load of information on that. 40,700 dual tub, 50,000 litre single tub. Then you've got unreal capacities at 80,000 dual tub, 2 times 40, or 120,000 litre single tub. All bulk materials supported, multiple wheel options, license plate. There's a ton going on that. And it does look a very, very cool mod. The Ascent again with the Randon's Farm Centro Saw, Randon trailers. These have bale trailer options as well, and you'll see on the next one as well. It does say in the description, bale transport, capacity 28,000, capacity 62,000. Lids can be open for bale transport in any capacity option, and it gives you a list there of all the different options available, colour configurations. I mean, yeah, just not enough time to get it done. And then here also by Farm Centro Saw, we've got the Randon short bulk road train, and it's showing you the image there, that one there, of bale transport option as well. And then the same sort of thing there. Bale transport, capacity 70,000, capacity 36,000, 45,000. Lids can be open for bale transport. All those options, including colour configuration options and all that stuff. So loads and loads of capacity for change on that. John Deere Dian 345 spreader by LR Modding. I don't recall seeing a John Deere spreader before like this, so potentially I might get that just because I'm curious to have a look at it. Again, this is my pick of the mods, things that pique my interest, things I'm curious about, things I want to know more about, things that I can look through the description and think to myself, okay, that kind of explains itself, it's straightforward. Things that I look and think, I'm not sure what that does, or I've never seen one of those before, I'm curious to have a look. That might be one I will have a look at. Pertinger Hit 690N by Agrar Design Austria. Again, fairly straightforward. It's a tedder with its working widths, ground adaptation, border spreading control. That's quite cool. Border spreading control normally gives you the option to twist it when you're going along, so it actually moves the hay away from fences, because if it spreads it past the fence, you can't actually get to it to pick it up. So that could potentially be what it is. Colour of rotors changeable, warning signs, border spreading control. There you go. Without mechanically, hydraulically, ground wheel selectable. The Krone Big Pack 12080, I'm probably not going to show that, by ARM team. It's very cool. They're normally very cheap as well. 12,000 for a square baler. They also, ARM team bought out a John Deere baler pack, which is for all intents and purposes an identical baler. This is just in the Krone colours. I think originally back on, it was either 17 or 19, it was the Big Pack 120 that came out first, I think, of all of them, if I recall, the 12080. But they have done a John Deere version of that as well. So maybe this one I'm going to, because of what this does. We've had it before, and it can be a static one or it can be down the field, but this will press bales and put them out the back like a fast baler, auto unload. You fill the bunk, it makes the bales. You can do corn into this, which will make silage bales, so a silage in one straight into it, which is pretty good and very handy. It will do sugar beet cut into sugar beet cut bales, and it will do regular bales as well, so I might do that one. Lizard mini bike is just a cool bit of kit by SoSi-Modding. I don't know if I'll get one of those out, only because I like the look of it and I think they're quite cool, just to see what it sounds like. But you can see the options and stuff available on that. Come across the top there again, maybe not with these. Jolly Farms Modding, again, no disrespect to the modders, these are pretty cool in that, looking through the description, equipped for your harvest, there's quite a few on here, but you've got folding or rigid, the choice is yours. Rigid headers are available, and 16 row configurations to enable you to choose just the right size for your field. Both the rigid and folding versions deliver improved harvesting productivity and reliability. So potentially we got unfoldable, rigid and foldable, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have a look at that. This one, again, I don't know. There's just so much in it. We've had IT runner packs before, and this goes with the next one. This is Weekend Farmers, and there's so much stuff in this. Again, this is a mod review in its own right. Lizard Logistics multi-platform, so bale, auto load, bale wood, sidewalls, and you've got these options here: fire department, civil protection, and municipal service configuration. That'll make more sense in a moment when we look at the next one. So look at all the stuff that's available on that, and you can see by the images what we got going on there. It's an IT runner pack, which is cool, with all those different options. A tracked version on the left end there as well, looking very cool. Now this goes with this, the MAN TGX hook lift, also by Weekend Farmers. And this has the various different options. If you look at this image just here, so there we go, catastrophe and schutz there, and the feel and there's the municipal version, and there's the few of the backs and bits and bobs. But if we come out of there, that says the same thing. We have got civil protection, yeah, so fire department, civil protection is the blue one, and then municipal service is the orange one. And then all that hook lift pack goes on to this. So as you can see, that first image top left with the Bergman, and then this also very, very cool that I want to have a look at. Will I have time? The Landini X880 series and the Massey Ferguson 3X7 by SoSi-Modding team. I just love the look of these tractors. They look really, really cool. Very nice looking tractors. Not massive, but very cool. And then this again. We had by BC Bueller the other day another swather header pack for harvesters with a big selection. This is the Agco swather pack. So if you want to do swathing, you don't want to use Macdon, you might want to use this. These are older versions, but this is BC Bueller 80 Farms Green Acres Modding. I might just get one out to show. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not so much this that I think is cool. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong. It does swathing. Then you do a swath header to pick up the swath, separates out the crop and leaves straw behind, and then you get a bonus on the crop. That's all very cool. But you look at all the various different options on this. We've got the Twin Max conditioner. So you've got a mower option on this, a mower conditioner which gives you hay automatically without having to ted. You've got your regular swathing header for doing crop swathing. You've then got tons of different options for Agco, Case, Challenger, Heston, Massey Ferguson. There's a load in there. Swather Transport. Now this is the one, Elmer's FMG ST36, which I think is really cool. So that's the trailer. You put the swathing unit, the whole rig, onto that like that, so the wheel's that way. And if you look at the rear wheels, they swivel, so they will point the direction of travel. So you actually transport it like that down the road, which is pretty cool. So I might get one of those out. And I'm also, what am I, 20 minutes in already? And I haven't even begun to actually look at that. That's just how absolutely bonkers it is. I've already done the map tour on that. That's uploading as I'm recording this. I will now get in and hopefully let's have a look at some of these mods. Apologies for the way this is being done today. So here we are, and we've got to be absolutely rocket fast. As at the time of recording this part of the mod video, Giants have uploaded or put up update 1.1100. Anyway, they've updated the update, and everything seems to be working again. We should be fine. So what I then did was put in the Mega Hub production that wouldn't work before, now is working, and I'm regretting it. You'll see why. We start here with the lift. I've said about some of the ones I was going to pick. There are 4 options on this, 2 slots each by ikas. This is why I wanted to check these things. Look, lift up, and it works really nicely. This is wide and high. And I was going to say when I was doing my prep, I remember Alien Jim was one of the first people who kind of pioneered doing this sort of stuff. If you do lift down, oops. If you get into the vehicle, it will fall down. If you prod it with a stick, it will fall down. But it just stays there. Decoration. So there we go. We've got lift wide tall, which is what I went for. We've got lift narrow tall. We've got lift wide, lift narrow. So we got narrow, wide, and then tall, tall. Prices aren't too bad. No colour options. They come just as they are. And then not sure what's going to happen with that. But that's the lift by ikas. We're going to go to this next. This is the large corn dryer by Rajot GPLAY JMZ, 8 slots. times 2. There's an old version, this one, and a new version. 50,000 and 60,000 to buy. Build mode and factories. I haven't got time. Don't need to go into all the menus. No customization options. They come as they are. Corn goes in. Managed production point is just here. If we click on that, you'll see there corn drying. Corn in 50,000 litres. Straw in will do 20,000 litres. Then if we switch it on, it will dry it down, which is what it's supposed to do. Now it does say in the description. In addition to the main building, the package also includes buildings that allow you to sell dried corn. It doesn't. If we go into build mode, come to our factories and cross the sell points, there's nothing under sell points. That's greenhouse wood. That's no, I've got nothing. Nothing as far as sell points. And it also goes on to say about the difference between wet and dry corn. And it says wet corn, what's it say, 900 for 1,000 litres. Dry corn up to 1,600 for 1,000 litres. On my map at the moment, I'm getting about 500-600 for normal corn, and dried corn on the other sell points I've got the map is offering me 800. So not a huge difference. So I don't know whether the sell point's missing. I'm not too sure. This is really cool. I like this feature. That's another reason why I looked at this. Although the image did show on the website like small bales in here, so I thought as you put it in, it would look like bales were in here. But I haven't had that come up. If you put it over the bit here, you'll see my bale is now decreasing, bottom right. If I drop it, it will continue to decrease. And then straw inside here is actually filling up. Once that's done, we can close that up and we're good to go. And that will chug away, producing dry corn, which then you can take off to any sell point that will take dry corn, depending what the price is. I don't know if it's going to get an update. Potentially it will. I guess we'll see, won't we? Well, that's all I can do. That bale will disappear shortly. Boom, there we go. Close the door. I like that. That's very cool. Right, next up to the field. Logistics Centre, 29 slots, 290,000 to buy, 1.6 million litre capacity as well by SoSi-Modding nrxEcki. Standard crop types for this. It's a massive building with some really cool features, which I like. Can we open the gates? I haven't been able to find... So if we jump over here, we kind of fall through this. I haven't found an option for raising or lowering of these. I thought these would raise and lower to maybe match up with a trailer. We've got closed gate. I've had no other option. But anyway, these sections over here are for, you know, loading, unloading, whatever you want to do. We've got a nice office over here. We have also got, where was it? Where was our... I thought it was here. There is a fire alarm. Oh, here it is. Fire alarm system. There you go. Put the fire alarm on if you want. We've got office downstairs, office upstairs. Then our storage is just here. So this is a distribution centre. So all these things can be either bought here or can be distributed in. And then you can set these to distributing out to send them on to other locations. So, I mean, it's what a lot of our other distribution centres do. And it takes an absolute plethora of stuff. So you shouldn't have to worry there. And if we come over to this side, and this is, again, another reason I'm going to check. I think that's putting in for the pallets. It doesn't actually say. There's a pallet bit there as well. Maybe that is forklift in here. But I don't think there's a ramp anywhere for getting a forklift up. But then the silo side of things is over here. Standard crop types, 1.6 million. In and out is done here at the silo. So pallet and bale storage, warehouse, logistics centre, distribution, all in one. It's a bit of a beastie, this. It's a bit of a big building. So next to that, and I said I'd put one in, just have a look. Oh, there we go. We've got a ramp there. Oh, cool. So we can get forklifts in. So we can drive up that side and get a forklift or something in if we want to manipulate things ourselves. Nice big building. No customizations options on that. And that was under build mode and factories. Next to that, we got this. This is the German Village Fire Department by SoSi-Modding nrxEcki. 36 slots, 130,000 to purchase. This is under build mode and decoration is where you will find this. Doors at the front open for our fire station. We got storage bit here. Over this side is where the alarm is. So trying to find the siren. It's loud. Get ready. But don't worry, it turns off fairly quickly. We come in through the main building. We got hose reels for doing the stuff here. There's all bits and bobs and light switches, and we've got locker rooms, toilet facilities. So in here we got facilities, I guess male and female, maybe not, I don't know. Locker rooms, 2 of in here with light switches that go on. Main door, to the outside world here, and upstairs we have an office for briefings, etc., that kind of thing. That in essence is the building. No customization option on this either, it comes as it is. But if you're looking for a fire station with siren, that might be what you're looking for. Next, we've got the silo pack. This was one that's by MISSYB, Vulcan 95 and GMME. We have got in this a silo, 10 slots, 250,000 to buy with a 15 million litre capacity. Strange things it takes though, I'll show you that in a moment. We've got an extension, which is 4 slots, 250,000 litres, both under silos. Then under factories, we've got a distribution building, 8 slots, 100,000. And we've got a supply factory, which is 5 slots and 50,000. Like both those are under factories and production. So, let's go airborne. That's the silo, 15 million litres. That one is the distribution centre, and that is our factory for doing things. What we will do, because I'm very conscious of how much time I spent on the first section, so you'll see here, if we get to start filling, we've got wheat, barley, oat, canola, so standard crop types, potatoes, sugar beet, red beet, carrots, parsnip, long grain rice, hay, straw. Then we got into swaths because we've got a swathing mod on. Dried corn, so we've got that, and then back to wheat. So not a true multi-fruit, but not standard crop type. It's an interesting one, that, with a bit of a mixture. This one, as you might expect, a distribution hub, distribution centre, including wood. So we can, it says sell wood, but it doesn't sell, it goes into this facility. Like the logistics centre we've already seen, this will take in all sorts of stuff. So you can use it as a storage silo, but also you can send things on their way to other things that require them for whatever they might require them for. As you can see, tons of stuff there. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, 24,000 cycles a month on pretty much everything. So whatever you put into this silo, you can then send it off on its merry way in a distribution-y kind of way. I know I'm rattling through. This one is interesting in that it is a production building, but there's no managed production icon anywhere. I went round and round the building, couldn't find a managed production. So what we'll do is we'll go down to here. This is the supply factory. Again, I'm not going to go through everything, but there's a ton on here. We can do seeds. I'll show you the recipe for seeds. I'm not going to go through every single recipe, but barley, herbicide, water will give you seed. 2,400 cycles a month. The recipes aren't high. The cycles are okay. It's going to take a while for everything. We can do the same with corn seed. Hay, again, not huge recipes, but cycles aren't too bad. That will give us hay and chaff. Herbicide and straw, but slurry manure in. So there's a whole load of stuff. Lime, liquid fertilizer, manure, mineral feed, pig food, seed, storing. That's wheat and herbicide. And water in. Silage from grass, which will give us digestate, silage and methane out apparently. Silage from hay, silage from chaff. We've got silage additive we can make here with digestate, slurry and water. That's pretty cool, which gives us some methane as well. Slurry in will give us digestate, methane and straw out. Slurry from manure and water with straw and methane out. So let's say there's a whole load. Sugar beet, total mix ration. It does a whole load of stuff. Hay, silage, straw, mineral feed gives us total mix ration and chaff out. So we're getting, yeah, that's a weird one. I suppose you could then put the chaff back in again and do more with it. But there we go. There's an absolute load to that pack. Silos and factories is where you'll find them. And then we've got the mega hub production, which is just over here. So if we whiz across around the back of here, putting in, taking out of various different items is done here. I don't think we can go into this building. I'm pretty sure it's just sort of for the look. This is also under build mode and factories. So this is 21 slots, 210,000 by Izzat, Malaysia. And then you can see here as well, in and out. So depending on what products you're putting in, taking out or requiring. And again with this one, I'm regretting putting this one in because it is insane. So we can do flour from wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, rice flour. But the great thing about this, on most of the recipes, not all of them, if I go across and go to the bottom again, and you'll see as I scroll down, it's an insane amount of stuff you can do here. Most of the recipes will give you the item you want and total mix ration and pig food as a byproduct, which is pretty good. And depending what you got there, so that's 0.5, 0.5 and total mix ration and pig food, that's 4 and 4. Some don't. Sorghum does. Bread, I think the bread recipes did. So all the byproducts, I guess it's all the stuff that's left over from productions then gets made into total mix ration and pig food, which is brilliant. But then if we come down, this does say it's a biogas plant as well, so you've got butter, cheese, milks, all, you know, whatever it is you put in here. It does everything. So all the productions, pretty much anything you can think of. And we come right the way down to, again, I'm not going to go through all of these, but so you've got a sawmill in here as well. We can do our paper and cardboard, furniture, barrels, buckets, cement works. It's the whole lot. But then we get to, where are we? Here we go. Here's our biogas plant. So silage in, electric charge out, that one slurry in, that one manure in, sugar beet cut, sugar beet and potatoes. So it's an extended biogas plant, but it will give you all the things that a biogas plant does. Straw, electric charge, methane, digestate, similar sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, look, and it keeps on and on and on and on. There we go. And then this is, I think, is the distribution side of things. You can set that to whatever you want, change output mode. So it does absolutely loads. That's the Mega Hub production. Next, actually, I can show you this one here. Let's go to this. Go up on the D-pad, chainsaw switch. There we go. So this was the Lizard LT, was it L? No, L3000 flashlight by SoSi-Modding, 400 to buy. And it is bright. This is, it says it's supposed to be used by emergency, or not supposed to be, but can be used by emergency services. And this one we can, like the Mantrid lights we had recently, with it switched on you can run, and I love that effect. I think it's brilliant. It's an awesome bit of kit. This you'll find, not there, I was in the right place in the first place, under handheld tools, miscellaneous, just there for 400. No colour options or anything like that. You get it just as it is, and then, like I say, you can do your thing. Awesome stuff. Right, let's get down to the field. We can do two at once here because this is something I want to check. So this was the motorcycle transport platform by Agrikevolution. It's under weights. It's one slot is where you'll find it. If we go into here, just there it is, 1100. Customization option is change colour. I was checking to see, does it have tension straps? The answer is yes, it does have tension straps. So for strapping down your bicycles, or I suppose you could put pallets on, or bales, or anything you want. It's got straps, so I don't see any reason why it wouldn't strap things down. We can raise and lower it. No, not in the hand. Let's go to that. Lower it to the ground. Tension straps off, and we are good to go. So it does what I thought it might do. I wanted to check for the tension straps, but also what that then helps us do is have a look at this, what I wanted to do. This is the Lizard mini bike by SoSi-Modding, 4 slots. You'll find this under cars and bikes just along the end there for 250, not too bad at all. Wheel setup, little claws, round claws, back to standard. Design, yes or no, that puts the logo on the seat. We've got attachers, yes or no. So if you want to put it has to be a very small trailer. I used one of those on FS22 and it wasn't great. Chassis colour does, well, the chassis, let's go yellow, does a sort of metallic look on that. Engine colour, engine's around the side there, so we can change that. Let's go blue on the engine colour, boom. Engine filter, there's one on the back, let's go pink, there we go. Seat colour, we can change that. And we can go for, well, beige, tan, whatever you want. Rim colour, let's change that. And you can do metallics on these as well. License plate option there as well. It's just a cute little bike, very cool. I just like the look of it. And then off we get our little. It's cool. It's a neat little thing. Little mini moto. First person like that, and then back again. There's no horn option, no light option. You get what you get. There we go. Next up, we've got this Forestry service trailer. This is by Carl TG. 26 slots. You'll find it under Forestry and Miscellaneous. I've done it again. So we are here. There it is. You can put diesel in it. Fuel 4,850 litres for refuelling vehicles when you're on forestry type jobs. We've got Nokian, Continental, OlaHaldor on our tyre options, comes like that. Attachable, so at the front we've got an attacher for car. Let's zoom out a bit. So we've got attacher for car or tractor, so whichever you'd rather go for, whatever you're pulling it with. Then brand logos go on the back. We've got Rotner, Komatsu, Pons, Volvo, Lizard Forestry, John Deere, back to Rotner. Position lights, yes or no, we can put those little marker lights on it, and you can change the colour of those. Green, red, purple, yellow, orange, blue, no. Working interior lights, yes or no. Strobe lights, yes or no. Main colour, anything on that palette, just because that's right down below. Roof colour, anything on that palette. Frame colour does the bottom section. Chains colour if you've got the Ola's Falls on. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So with it all opened up, it's pretty cool. I like it. We'll get our area in here for cooking, sleeping, whatever. It doesn't have a sleep trigger or anything on it. That'd be quite cool because there are portable ones, but it's just whether they'll stay where you put them. This side, we've got a little storage area, and this is cool because in here we've got a storage rack for our spray cans for forestry and a chainsaw. I like that as an option. That's pretty nifty. On the top of this section we've got tension straps. It says there unfastened tension belts, so you could put an IBC or a pallet or something up the top there if you wanted to. So we are attached, and what we need to do now is rotate crane right. I'll start the engine, sorry. Rotate crane right, close that door, up and down does that one, so we can close our doors. Then we fold service trailer, doing that, puts the ramps up, puts those away, so we're ready for transport. We have got close cover, turns the lights off, so if you've got the lights on there. There's our strobes, there's our lights if you've gone for those on there, so when you're transporting this down the road, people know exactly where you are, shouldn't have a problem. Like I said, tension straps on that roof bit, those on and off, and we have got 4,850 litres of fuel on board should we need them. Engine off. What have I left running? Oh, this. Right, that's that done. Next we are on to the Lizard Bogeyman Dolly. Just here by Mantrid. 4 slots, you'll find this under miscellaneous. Just there. Options on this, we have got Continental, Michelin, Trelleborg, Vredestein, Nokian, BKT, back to Continental. There's various different options on these. I'm not going to go through every single one. We've got various different off-roads and streets, mud. And then we think we've got a couple of that one's got care wheels on it, so I think this matches up to what was the lorry we had the other day, the Roadrunner from Mantrid. If you want to match up with that, what's cool about this as well, the arm, we've got standard or extension. The extension works brilliantly if you're doing sugarcane, because the sugarcane harvester is an absolute nightmare for trailers. I'll show you that in just a second. Fenders long, short, or none at all. We've got gentle locking, partial locking, or hard locking. Whichever one you go for, that aids in your reversing. You don't have to have it on. Locking disabled. So take that off completely. If you're brilliant at reversing swivel axle trailers, that's great. But if you're not, you can have that which locks it completely. That's a little bit less, and that's even less still. Chassis colour, anything on that palette like that. Well, let's go with the colour. There you go. You can see fender colour if you've got fenders on. Rim colour as well if you've got rims on your rims, should I say. So this one has got gentle on. And to activate that, so you can activate it on and off. So as it stands at the moment, hook up to my trailer. Now this, at the front section, whatever you're trying to hook it up to, it will switch out the hitch, so it will hitch to pretty much anything. So as you can see, we're doing our turning no problem at all. When we get to reversing it up, if I do L1 and lift trailer, as I back up now, that moves far slower, and it also hits the limit. There you go, see the limit? So it can't jackknife out on you. It makes it a lot easier for reversing back if you're doing reversing. Lower trailer, yeah, the whole thing just makes it a lot easier. So what we're going to do now is disconnect that like that. And like I said, sugarcane harvester, notoriously bad because you've got this pipe and you've got a trailer hitch. Most dollies are too short to fit underneath this, and you can't then get a trailer underneath it. This extends it out, which means with that hooks on, you can use the sugarcane harvester with the trailer, which makes life a lot easier. It's a very, very cool piece of kit. Again, I think I've got this set to locking, haven't I? No, it shouldn't be. There we go. Do pipe out. That goes over it. And there we go. We can do our sugarcanery with that. It's very cool. It's a very useful bit of kit. There we go. The Lizard Bogeyman Dolly. Next out on the field. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. I just wanted to see what it was like and what it would do. So this is the John Deere DN345 spreader by LR-Modding. 7 slots. There's no options on this. It comes just as it is, and you'll find it under your fertilising gear. Just there and just there. 112,000, 20,500 litres. Although it does say on the Modhub on the website 17,500. It's not. It's 20,500. We'll do lime or fertiliser. As I said, no options. It comes just like that. Very nice bit of kit. It looks awesome actually. Very cool. And like I said, I'm trying to think we've had is it John Deere or Case? I'm trying to think what we've had. We've had some John Deere, but the bigger self-propelled ones. Beacon on the back there, cover open. There's no option for opening or closing of. Switch it on for liming. There you go. It limes out. Big old span on that. So I haven't tested it, but my assumption would be, my extrapolation, considering how far out that is spreading. It doesn't actually say on the website, although did it say earlier? You might have to go back into the video. I can't remember because it seems like ages ago I did this. It doesn't say on the website what the width was. Was it 42 or 40? I can't remember what it was. But that seems pretty wide, and I'm assuming the fertiliser will do the same. But I wanted to check it, have a look, because it's nice. There we go. John Deere DN345 spreader. Next, the Pertinger Impress 200 VC Pro, which is just over here. This is that baling rig, the multi-baler by Kastor D-S-Agrarservice. Now this does come with, let's go and have a look at our balers first. So it's underground balers, and you'll find it there. So 150 grand for the base model. We have got Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, or just those. No tire options within that. There are running wrap colours: white, black, green, nature green back to standard. You've got bayonet or film binding, beacon light. We've got lizard. Hang on. Why is this not? There we go. Sorry, hang on. Lizard, and then Hella. I went for Hellas, the flashing units. There's a few different ones. Main colour, anything on that palette. So you can mix and match with your forage wagons, forage harvesters, if you're running those. And then secondary colour does that with a license plate option on there as well. But what we've also got, if we come down to miscellaneous, we've got this, the multi-adapter. Because this attaches onto the back of forage harvesters, not forage wagons. We've got Lizard, Crone, Fendt, John Deere, New Holland, Class, back again, and we can change the colour to mix and match with those, whatever you've gone for, because the forage harvesters don't have a PTO on the back. So much as it will attach, it doesn't look right. With this on the back, it attaches on the baler, and then the PTO and all the cables will attach. So we'll jump over to that now. We'll have a look at that baling. I'm going to run out of time. I've got to speed up. So here's our rig on the back of our New Holland harvester, ready to go with corn. So what this will do, it will swath, it will put the chaff in there, it will make silage bales, wrap them, put them out the back. That's the plan. I've got some sugar beet there as well, because it will do sugar beet bales too, but it will also do standard bales. So you can put other stuff in here. Obviously that you'd have to be static for doing that, because this doesn't have a pickup at least I don't think it does. No, I'm sure it doesn't. So if we look there, L1, we've got pipe in and out, that's for our harvester. Let's go to the back to there. You'll see our attacher. So with the attacher on, the PTO attaches, so do all the cables, so that works as it should do. So on our back now, we've got fold harvesting header, no, turn off automatic drop, turn on baler. Let's turn the baler on. There's no pickup, so our baler is now switched on and ready to go. So what should happen now is, if I turn on my harvester, harvesting. There we go, lower our header. So we can see our bunker, as it's filling up, is going straight into the next chamber. So our main chamber is building as we're doing the harvesting. The great thing this is, once you then reach the point the bales, and you can put silage additive in this as well, which I haven't done. If you're doing grass bales, I probably could do it now because it's actually chaff going in, isn't it? But what will then happen is, when you reach a point, especially if you've got a bale and you don't have auto unload on, the chamber will, or the actual the bunker will gradually fill up. There we go, wrapped bale coming out the back. So it's film binding on it, that will wrap it, silage bale out the back. Now what I'm going to test at this point as well, I'm going to do that and that, turn that off. I'll check on the back, that should be saying silage bale, so it does, whoa, so it should be doing what it says. So that should be, there you go, chaff fermenting, so that will then become a silage bale. So it doesn't come out the back as silage, but you're doing silage bales. So whereas normally you do a silage harvest on this and maybe take it to a silage clamp, to then make silage, you can do this and bale it as you go, which I think is absolutely awesome. What we are going to do now though is turn that off. I'm going to switch automatic drop off, and will it let me unload a partial bale? I won't. That's a problem, because I wanted to put sugar. Oh, mind you, I don't think it's going to let me because it's got a partial bale. Let me see if we can get right, bear with me a second. I'm going to get another bale out of this so I can show you with the sugar beet cut, and then we can move on, because it will do, like I say, it will do the regular baling as well, whatever you want to put in it, grass, hay, straw. Sorry, I was looking top left. So the beauty with this being as well, in this configuration, if you have it static like this, you can load this from silos, a binding silo if you wanted to do that as well, which gives you a lot of scope for doing various different things. And you can also have this so it's unloading into bale and pallet storage if you wanted to as well. So if you've got it set to unload automatically, if I tip in now, there you go, sugar beet cuts going in. Go. So it's already drained out what it needed. Sugar beet cut bale. I didn't know it wrapped those. That's curious. Didn't know that was a thing. Oh, I turned auto load on and unload off. So does that make a silage bale from sugar beet cut? We're about to find out. Let's unload round bale. No, it's just a wrapped sugar beet cut bale. That's cool. That's going to be difficult to separate. You might have to change the colour of your wrap if you do sugar beet cut bales. But there you go. So yeah, silage bales, sugar beet cut bales, standard bales, whether you're going down the field doing it with crop. You might be using an all crop header. If you're using an all crop header on the front of this, it doesn't have to just be corn. It's as long as chaff's going into that bunker. I didn't put any silage additive in, which I probably should have put some silage additive in. But that's a cool bit of kit and does the thing that it's supposed to do. Next, we have got up there the Landini, the Landini X880 series and Massey Ferguson 3X7 series by SoSi-Modding team. 14 slots each. We'll have a look at this one, because that one we've got a bit of a. Can we get up on there? There we go. Just get it to drop down. You just need to touch it with something. You're absolutely fine. These are gorgeous tractors, really nice indeed, with a few different options. And I need to do the swathing stuff yet as well, so we need to crack along. So you'll find them there, and like I say, the options are identical. Prices are the same, 19,500, which I think is amazing for a start price. We'll have a look at the Massey. So we've got standard, and then our front weights go up to 360, then back to standard. No front PTO on this. We've got engine 387, so 87 horsepower. The 387 power at 92 horsepower, then 387 pumped at 100 horsepower. We've got Trelleborg, Continental, Vredestein, Michelin, Mitas, back to Trelleborg. You'll notice Vredestein, Michelin and Mitas are just those, no options within those. But if we'll show you on Trelleborg, so we've got standard, wide, narrow tyres, back to standard. I think Continental was just standard and wides, no narrows. But some nice options on those. We have got exhaust flap standard, 2, open pipe, back to 1. We've got so this is weird though. We've got beacon, we've got left beacon type 1, left beacon type 2, right beacon type 1, right beacon type 2, then back to left beacon. There's not an option for both beacons at the same time. Main colour does the underside, so it does all of that. So if you want to change the chassis engine paint colour like that, and if you can, chassis colour next one does the main colour of the vehicle, which obviously you don't want it in that colour necessarily, but if you do, that's up to you. Chassis colour does, let's go blue. That front bit around there, I think I went with the metallic on that, which I liked, and a license plate option on there as well. And these sound amazing. Oh, it's gorgeous. Little flapper doing its thing. L1 right stick side to side opens and closes our sunroof air conditioning unit. R1 and right stick side to side does the rear window. Horn, lights. Oh, I love this. This is such a nice tractor. And the Landini, like I say, it's just the Landini version. Sounds the same, looks the same. Interior, lovely, straightforward. We go for the 100 horsepower. It's not expensive either. It's just a really nice looking tractor. There we go. Awesome, which brings us to the last of the mods I'm going to look at for my pick of the mods, and by the time this gets put up because of the issues we have with the game, I would imagine the next load of mods are going to be dropping. So the next lot is going to be the Agco Swather Pack by BC Bueller, AT Farms, Green Acres Modding. The actual swather, well, let's have a look in here. We come down to our swathing rig. The swather there is 7 slots. We've got that, which is the twin mats conditioner. There is a razor bar for mowing, and then the conditioner which does the hay, which you can actually separate. We've then got a swather bar, and we've got a mower bar, all separate on there. The harvester itself, we have got the case version Challenger, second Challenger, Heston, second Heston, Massey Ferguson, second Massey Ferguson, New Idea, Agco, back, Wilbrand, we got Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Nokian, Lizard, back again under Lizard, big old flotation tyres, I like those. Michelin, standard 2, back again. We've got GPS unit on top, yes or no if you want it. Additional lights, puts a light bar on the top if you want that on there, with the GPS and license plate option on there as well. Then we go into that header, and the options are the same. So we've got the Agco, Case, Massey Ferguson, Challenger. You can go for the various different colours. The swathing head, we've got the various different options for colours, but you can also have the decals yes or no to match up with those if you want to. The same with the mowing header, with the decals yes or no. If we come out of there and we go to our low loaders, you'll see there we've got a swath roller. Now I couldn't get this to load up. It span and span and span, and I was worried my game was going to crash. Now that is designed to go on the back, and that compacts the swaths that come out the back in real life. In game it doesn't actually do anything. It does say in the description that is a decorative item, but this is the important bit. This is the swather transporter, which is very, very cool. Slots on these are 1 slot, 1 slot, 5 slots and 5 slots for the swather headers. The low loaders are 2 slots. These are 2 slots each, and it comes just like that with no other customization options. So bear with me, let's go over and we'll have a look at this. So here we have the units, and we might have an issue. Every time I've tabbed into this vehicle, I can't get back out of it. It won't let me get out of the vehicle, it won't let me tab, I get stuck. It didn't do it when I first used it. So it might be because it's on the trailer, it's not liking it. But this trailer, this is how you get down the road. And I think it's very cool. I think we've got tension straps on this as well. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you. You need a bit of oomph actually. I tried to use a smaller tractor, but it didn't like it. So you can go down the road like that. And like I said when we did the earlier part, those rear tyres will move, so they'll do whatever you need them to do. What we need to do now, and this is difficult, is unfasten tension belts, and then we need to unfold low loader, which puts those down. Now my question is, can I get into this, and will it let me turn it on and drive it? Come on, please work. Otherwise this is going to be really short, this bit. No. Right, so let me get in and out, but I can't start it. Oh, there we go. I was just on the wrong bit. So there we go. So what you do then? We're not still tension strapped down, are we? This is a problem. Fasten tension belt. Why will this not come off this trailer? I might have to reset the trailer just so we can get this to work, because that should. Why is that not working? It could be the mod. It might have been something I did. I'm not saying it's the mod because I don't, I don't want to get in trouble. But horn, lights, our indicators are on the top there as well. If we've gone for the light beam, which is very cool, like the main lights on that, I like it. I went for the Agco version, interior, nicely made in detail. Now this is the conditioning unit I've got on here. So if I turn that on, drop that down, it should cut the grass and leave hay behind, not grass behind, which is cool. Let's turn that off and lift it. Now do we have the option for... No, it's just the swath that comes out the back. Now what we do have though is we have this, we lower tether and lift tether. See that? Lower and lift. Let's try that again. Drop the whole lot down. What we just got stuck on. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on with this. Something was solid. It didn't like that at all. Let's turn those off, and then we should have the option to... Is it that one? No, that detaches that. I could have sworn we were able to detach the conditioner. Do we have to lower it to detach it? Can't remember. There we go. Right. So the twin mats conditioner we've just detached. See that box underneath? So what should happen now is we turn that on. That should just cut grass. So the difference between them. So that is a twin conditioner. It's got that it comes with that. That's part of it. But you can detach that conditioner, and if you want it back on for doing hay, you can put it back on again. So we're getting hay. It didn't matter whether it was raised or lowered. We were still getting hay. But you can detach that and just do grass if you want to, which is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is turn that off, detach that. We'll try the swather, and then we'll try the mowing head, just to make sure they do what they should be doing, and they should be doing what they should be doing, I think. And then for collecting up your swaths, forage wagons and stuff for the grass stuff, but the actual swathing, which we're going to do now, you need the swath pickup header for your harvesters. Now this should have the option. You can raise and lower the head. Right, swath dropping. So L3, we've got swath dropping, left swath, right swath, back to swath dropping. So you can pick and choose what you want. We'll go left swath. Let's turn that on, drop that down. So we go. There's our swath coming out. And then, like I say, that's mixed. That's got your straw and your crop in it. And you come along with a swathing header on your harvester. The harvester separates out the crop and then puts the straw out the back, and you get a yield bonus because you are swathing. That's what that header does. And then hopefully, if I attach that one, the final one is the mower header. So that one will mow and it will ted. This one should just mow, but it's a nice wide mower. Should also give us the option for toggling work mode. Left swath, right swath. We'll go right swath this time. Turn that on, drop that down, and there we go. So our grass coming out. We'll cut across that. Oh, that's kind of did something odd. That's all right. We just swath what was there. And there we go. There's our mowing header. So mower conditioner, which teds and makes hay, swather and mower, and the swathing unit as well. And I'm not sure about that transport. I'm not sure why it did that. Hopefully it was something I did and not the mod itself. And there you go. That's it for my pick of the mods. That still took absolutely ages, and that was whizzing through a lot of stuff. The Agco Swather Pack. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.